Hey Stampers, Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com, and today I am trying to redo my workshop from yesterday. We had some issues yesterday on YouTube. Not only could I not get on, then I finally got on. And then as I was doing my demonstration, YouTube shut down, and it was like right at the end of my very first card, and it stopped recording. I wasn't aware of that, so I kept going. But that happens, and there's not much we can do about it. So I thought, well, I have a little time this morning, and I really don't have a whole lot of time, but I have a little time this morning. So I thought I will redo the workshop, and then you'll be able to watch it if you're not live. I probably have maybe a couple people watching. I probably can't answer many questions live because I won't have that many people watching. But anyway, thank you for coming. Thanks for bearing with me. We are just going to go ahead and get started right away, and I'm really excited because even I can get my Google slides to share too, which doesn't always happen. It didn't happen yesterday, and I'm not really sure why. So just so you're aware, if you're over on Facebook watching me, there's a couple things you can do to make it easier for you to see the video or to watch it. This arrow here is pointing to this little gear right here. And if you are having trouble, if it's lagging behind or if it's jumpy or choppy, go ahead and click that little gear. Even if you're on YouTube, you can change the speed of the film. So it all kind of depends on if I'm my upload speed, your download speed, but that might help a little bit. The other thing is if you're over on YouTube, that other little arrow on the other side of there has the auto refresh. Now let me pull up the slide here. So right here, that little thing is clicked. You are going to, if you're in the middle of typing a comment and 90 seconds is up, and it's their 90 seconds, not yours, the comments will automatically auto refresh and you'll lose whatever you typed. So it's kind of a pain in the neck. But I just wanted you to know that so that you could unclick that if you want to write a comment without it refreshing on you and you're losing everything. So just a couple of those things. Ask questions. Like I said, I probably am not going to be live when you're watching this because I'm not going to have a whole bunch of people. I will be checking around on the various places that I'm broadcasting live to check for questions. So if you have them, please feel free to ask. A couple of questions I had yesterday was the difference between the photopolymer and the clear mount, and I'm going to go show you and talk about that a little bit. I am not going to do, yesterday I did the dyeing of the egg carton, and I'll just tell you how I did it. I didn't get out that stuff today to do that. So I'm gonna head on over to my stamp table and we will get started. Yay, everything's working. It's always a good thing when everything works. So to begin with, we're gonna talk a little bit about the photopolymer, the difference between photopolymer and, bear with me too today because I've got lots of stuff out here. Okay, so the different stamp sets. Let me see if I can find my clear stamps. Oh, here they are. Sorry about that. Wasn't totally ready, I guess. So the question is the difference between the clear mount red rubber, which is this. If you purchase this, you just get the red rubber and the stickers, and then you stick them on there. And these get attached onto our clear blocks. That is called the clear mount red rubber. We also have our wood mount red rubber, which comes with the blocks. It's the same exact rubber, only you get the block to go with it. And they're stored in those cases. And then Stampin' Up! Has their photopolymer, which is clear. And I know that's very confusing that these are called clear mount and these are called photopolymer. But I would call, a lot of people call these the clear stamps because you can see right through them. So those are the difference. So when you're looking at the book, some stamps are available in wood and clear mount or photopolymer. And I think there are a few stamps that are available in all three. So you just want to make sure that when you're looking at that, when they're talking clear mount, they're talking the clear red rubber that gets mounted onto a block. I hope that makes sense. So now yesterday, somebody asked me about the egg cartons that we have and how to color them. And I actually did it online, and I will actually click in an email or a video that shows me doing this. But these are our egg cartons that we have, and this one I actually colored. And it's kind of cool. So what I did is I took a spritzer. See, not even, oh, here it is. Okay, so I took one of our spritzers. You can see it still has rich raspberry ink in it. I filled it up with rubbing alcohol to about here, and I dropped 15 drops of rich raspberry ink inside there, and then I sprayed it on here. And the reason I use rubbing alcohol is because it's a great, it transfers ink really quickly, and it dries quickly. So that's how I colored my egg carton to make it the rich raspberry, which is great because now it kind of coordinates with our designer series paper and our cardstocks and everything. So very quick demonstration on that yesterday. Okay, so the very first card we're going to do is this one here. This is the one I was doing yesterday when I got booted off. This is a piece of our irresistible paper. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try to show it to the light, but it's got embossing on it. And so these are 12 by 12 sheets. You get the diamonds, the florals, stripes, another flower, some polka dots, and again another floral. But they're really fun because you can do a lot of resist techniques with them. So let me put that down. So this first one I'm going to start with is this is just a piece that's 2 by 6, and it's the stripe. I'm going to actually make this card. And I have done a little of the work beforehand just to speed things up. So we're going to use a little pool party and a sponge. And as you can see by my sponges, I actually chop my sponges up into quarters to use. And then get a little ink on there, and then just go ahead and lightly rub it on your cardstock. And you're just changing the colors of that cardstock. And so it could be any color that you wanted. Oops. I will carry away there. So you can make it as light or dark as you want. Once you've got that done, what you're going to do is you're going to grab a piece of paper towel. Here it is behind me. And then you just wipe off the cardstock, and it's going to take the ink off the embossed part of that piece of designer series paper. So I love this because you can get, you know, any kind of a look that you, colors that you have, any look that you want. Once I've done that, the reason that I cut this 2 by 6 was because I wanted to put this on my card angled. And if I angle it like that, then I can just go to the back of the card and trim off my corners. Like that. So there's the base of my card. Now this is a piece of pool party cardstock. This was 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Just so you know. I took the stamps. So these are the papers that I'm using. I'm using Wild Wasabi, Calypso Coral, Whisper White, and with this one, I'm going to go ahead and just cut out with the, I should tell you what I'm using here. So what I'm using is the Falling Flowers and the Mayflowers framelits. They coordinate together. You've got extra pieces of the thinlits, and then you've got framelits. And the framelits actually coordinate with the stamps that are in this set. So you've got framelits to cut out all those pieces. They look like this. This kind of gives a better idea of what they look like. So these are the framelits, and this is what they actually look like when they're cut out. You can see how the stamps coordinate with the framelit, and then the thinlits that go with it. So for this particular card, I'm using a couple of the little yellow flowers. One of the things I will tell you on the stamps, you see the little arrow that goes up there? On the back of this, it has that little notch in it, and that's to help you line up that framelit. So when you stamp your flower, you want to kind of know where that notch is, where that arrow is, and that's the top of your framelit. So it's easier to match it up. Kind of a cute little trick Stampin' Up did. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink this up in So Saffron, and let me go grab my Big Shot. Hope I left room up here for it. I feel like I'm getting squeezed in, so I'm going to move my ink pads and stuff out of the way. Okay, let me grab the Big Shot. Coming in with my Big Shot, and I'm also using my steel plate with this. And the reason that I'm using that is because I'm going to go ahead and cut this thinlet, which is this one here, and I just need a green leaf, huh? And a green leaf. So I've got my base plate, my steel plate, and a clear plate over the top of that to go ahead and just run that through. There we go. Sorry. I banged my camera, so it probably made me a little seasick. Now, sometimes with my Thinlits, I will run them back and forth, just because I think it gets a better cut. So once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and pull out your leaf and pull off your flower. And you can see how quickly that came out of there. And then I'm just going to pop that out, and that's the joy of that steel plate. And then I just rub my fingers over it. You could use the die brush too, that would work. But I got a great cut on that flower. And then on this one, I'm just going to go ahead. I would probably use the brush, but my scissors are sitting there. So I'm just poking out the insides of that leaf, and then pulling that leaf. See, if I had used the brush, it would come right out. Of course, it's not. I'm in a hurry. There we go. There we go. Okay. So there's that. So there's the leaf I need. And then I'm going to come in with that little notched, know which way that I stamp that, put that on there, and run that one through. I always set my clear plate down and never remember where. And then run that one through. Like that. Okay. That aside, move my big shot, and then come back in and put this card together. So I did cut some other flowers and some leaves out just to save a little time. So I've got all there's 3 flowers, 2 leaves, my base, and so I'm going to come in with a little more fine tip glue. This is a great little adhesive, and you unscrew this, and you've got it really is a fine tip. And I'm just going to take it, and I'm just going to put just a little adhesive on the bottom, like the middle of the flower on the back. Some adhesive on there. And then go ahead and lay that down. And I'll do the same thing with the leaves. Put just a little, sorry, I have to make sure I'm in camera. A little adhesive down and slide that in. Do the same thing with this sleeve. Slide that in down here. And I have one more thing to stamp. Now I'm using when you're done with this glue, you want to make sure that you get that wire in the lid back down inside that glue, because that's what keeps it from getting dried out and plugged up. Okay, so there's that. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock, grab one here, and I'm going to use words out of the Cottage Greeting Stamp set. This is one of my favorite word sets. And I'll just use this Hope Your Day is Wonderful, and a little Calypso Coral. And one of the things that I do when I'm trying to line up my stamps, especially if I put wood stamps together, sometimes they don't get on the back quite straight. They're a little bit crooked. So I will practice on a piece of cardstock, lining up along the edge and stamping. Now I know that this one is lined up fairly straight, but if I line up the edge of this with the edge of the cardstock, and do it on scratch paper, then when I actually go to do it to my other my real project, and I know that I have to do just a little bit of adjustment up or down, I could do that before I stamp the real project. But this one I did really well on, making sure that that got on there straight. And so what I'm going to do once I've done that is I'm just going to take my piece of paper and my scoring or my cutting blade. I'm going to cut that off. Cut that off and make a little banner. And my scissors, to do that, I'm just going to cut that a little bit. Snip this in at the middle and then down in the corners. And do the same thing on this side, into the middle, to the corner like that. And that gives me my banner for my card. So add a little adhesive. Kind of line that up so it's going the same angle as the others. And then what I did with these little flowers is I took dimensionals, which were on my counter not too long ago. They could be anywhere. Let me grab another pack. Yeah, so I made a big mess yesterday, and then this morning thought, well, I'll just try to quick put these cards together before I have to go off to an event and do it live. So I'm just going to take dimensionals and add them onto my Calypso coral flower. And add a little bling to the middles of them because everybody likes a card with bling. Just gonna use the little tiny ones. I'm taking these off with my fingers, but you could use the point of the scissor and you have a card. Ta-da! Anyway, really a quick and easy card, but I like that technique with the designer series paper. I'm gonna do another card here quickly. This card, again, it's the same kind of a card. This time I actually, as you can see, I stamped and cut all the pieces in tone on tone. So Pool Party with Pool Party 8 flower, Calypso Coral with Calypso Coral 8 flower, Wild Wasabi with Wild Wasabi leaves. And I'm just going to use this little piece of the designer series paper. This one's cut 3x4. This time I'm going to come in with the yellow, so saffron, and I'm actually just putting some ink right onto that paper. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I just wanted to make it like an ink splotch, just to put some color onto that. And then take my paper towel and rub that off because that really makes that white show through. Once I've done that, you're going to see how quick and easy this card is, but I got a little tip for you at the end. So I've got a piece of So Saffron that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is going to get attached right to the middle of my piece of cardstock. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead with my flowers and leaves. So I'll add one like this, and one like this, somewhere in there. I'm going to add this flower here. I'm going to add these flowers. I'm actually just kind of following the pattern that I did on that card. On there. And then the last flower, put that on there. I'm actually going to put on with a dimensional. Put that on the back. Add that on my card. Cool. Come in with some rhinestones. Who doesn't love rhinestones on a card? I'll just put it into the middles of the flowers that you can actually see. Down here too. So there's a really quick card, but let me show you the quickest way to do the banner that I did for this one. So I'm going to take the stamp Amazing You. You are amazing. And I guess I'll just use Calypso Coral. I have it out. So again, maybe this one's on crooked and this will show you better. So I'm going to line it up along that edge and stamp it down. No, I actually did do a pretty good job getting them straight. I don't always, but this time I did. I'm in with my cutter. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just cut this a little bit thicker so I get the banner how I want it. And then to make that those little score lines, I'm going to use the scoring blade. So I'm going to score it at there, and then move it 1/4 inch or so, and score it, and then flip it around and do the same thing on this side. And honestly, I'm just eyeballing this. I'm trying to line it up so it has about the same amount of space. Do a score line, move it about 1/4 inch to the score line, and then what you're going to do is you're going to bend it back and forward. But this piece, you're going to go ahead and cut that banner with that, just the same way, up the middle and then to the sides. I hope that makes sense. This side I don't really need to cut any off. I should have this side just a bit longer, but it'll still work. And then again, bend it, and it gives you that banner look. And then this piece I actually put on Lost my dimensionals again. Oh, they're there. This piece I'm just going to go ahead and put one dimensional on there because I want my banners to kind of flap around, and then add it onto my card. And there you have it. Just a really quick card with a banner. So I like that little technique with that banner. Okay, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. The last card I'm going to do here, this card and then another little technique, is this one. And again, I cut that flower out already. I've got a piece that's 4 1/4 by 2 of Whisper White, our piece that has the diamonds on it and the embossing, and then just an extra piece of cardstock. Again, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored at 4 1/4 is our base. And then to do the sponging part, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some of my washi tape. I'm just going to tape this actually down. So what I want to do is I want to line it up along those points there. Like that. And tape it off. And then move on down with that. And then I'm coming in with the Calypso Coral and the sponge. And just go ahead and sponge it in there. And the one thing I want to make sure I do is that I don't go outside these lines over that washi tape. And you need to remember that the washi tape, ink that's on there will not dry. So it's still wet, it's still active, and if you touch it and then touch something else, you're going to have ink all over. So what you're going to do is just sponge color on there till you're happy with it. And then take your paper towel and wipe it off. And like I said, be careful because you don't really want to go along that edge or this edge of the cardstock. And then once you've done that, I'm going to just put my finger right in the ink. I'm just going to go ahead and pull up that washi tape. It'll come off the cardstock. This actual paper I have down here is just bulletin board paper, so that's why it tore. But so that gives you a layered look without a layer. And then this is going to go on here. And then we'll make our little bookmark. So this is the piece that I'm using, and I'm going to use some of the stamps from the set. This big swirly one, I love that one. And this Pool Party ink. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that up, stamp it on this side, stamp it on this side. Bring in our scallop punch. Because it's 2 inches, it's going to slide right into that channel. Push it all the way to the back, push down, and you've got a great bookmark, a tag, whatever. I'm going to use our corner rounder for my Project Life. Flip that over and go ahead and corner round the corners. Come back in with a little bit of the Calypso Coral and another stamp from that Cottage Greetings and the Calypso Coral. I think that looks good. And then you'll see I have a couple flowers on there. So the flowers I'm just going to stamp on Whisper White, and I'm going to use, looks like Pool Party and So Saffron. So I will start with So Saffron. I'm going to ink it up. I lost my pen. Okay, let me find it. Let me grab another one. I'm sure it'll show up. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. Again, that arrow's up so that I know how to cut it out. Once I've got it stamped, I can take a blender pen and just go right over that ink, and I get a soft blend of So Saffron. Quickly add just a little bit of color to my stamped image. And if I want more color, if that wasn't enough, I could always pick up a little bit of color out of the lid and add more to it. But I did pretty good on that, that color. And then I'm going to come in with the other little flower and the Pool Party and do the same thing. Stamp it. Come in with the blender pen. Now the blender pen you can use in every color, any color you want. And what you need to do after you're done with it is like run it on scratch paper till it's clear again. And then you get that just a muted, colored in look. I think it's kind of pretty. And again, like I said, mine are probably a little darker on here. I probably hit them with a little bit of the ink from the ink pad. But these will work. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Big Shot quickly and my plates. And let me grab the flowers here and attach them. Oh, probably not some. I just dropped it. There, now you can see. So I know my arrows went this way, so you can see how easy it is to line those up. And then the clear plate over the top. Ooh, dirty. Pull this back out a little bit. Clear plate on. And then push it all through the big shot. Might make a loud snap. Hold on, there we go. And that's good for that. And then I've got my flowers. Punch out. Move this out of the way. So here's all my layers. So I'm going to go ahead with, I'm going to put this on with a dimensional. I did a lot of dimension on this just because it was kind of fun. And I'm actually just going to add that on to my Calypso coral flower. You can see the dimensional sticking out there. Because this doesn't have to be, you know, perfect. And then another dimensional with the yellow flower on top of that. And then last, I added the blue flower. I really wanted that to have a lot of dimension. Really quick and easy way to just add some real dimension. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead with, of course, some bling. Some bling on here. And then to put my card together, I'm going to come in with a little bit of the pool party ribbon. And I will just cut, you know, about 12 inches. Probably don't even need that much. And I'm just going to twist that and lay it down on my card. That. And because I kind of know where I want it, I'm just going to add a little adhesive just to hold it down. And hold it in place. And then I'm going to take this, and this actually is going to get layered onto my card with a couple of dimensionals. Add that on there. I wanted the ribbon to show on both ends. And then what you'll see I did on this one is I cut my ribbon a little bit longer, so I cut them just to points, and then I just added a little bit of baker's twine. But really fast, cute cards. This designer paper is a lot of fun. But the last one I'm going to show you, I'm actually not going to do the whole card. I'm just going to do the piece of paper. And I just wanted to show you quickly how I did this. So I came in with my Calypso coral to begin with, and a sponge. And I'm going to go ahead and sponge that up, and then just lightly put some ink on the end of that card with the Calypso coral. You know, I want it to be darker on this edge and kind of go lighter. And then I'm going to wipe it off. And then I'm going to flip her around and come in with the blue. Pool party. Do the same thing. And the reason that I'm wiping them off in between is I don't really want the Calypso coral to go into the rest of the card. So I just wipe it off to keep the ink kind of clean. Keep it clean. I'll wipe that off. And then I'm going to come in with the yellow, which is So Saffron. And we'll do that right to the middle of this one, overlapping that Calypso and that yellow just a tad. It kind of gives it a peach color. And wipe that off. And then the last color I'm coming in with is Wild Wasabi. And the sponge. And again, I'm just going to sponge that in between the yellow and the So Saffron and the Pool Party. And then wipe that off. And you get that rainbow effect. It's really beautiful. And then I just, again, added and layered flowers on a card base. Simple, simple, simple. Easy and fun. Those are my 4 cards. Let me pull them up here so you can look at those while I run back to my computer and see what I made. Like that. And I'll actually post pictures up on my website. So I'm hoping that everybody got to see it and actually be a part of this live event. I do have a few more things I want to share with you. Let me pull up my camera. was so frustrated yesterday. I didn't even know. I couldn't even think about it in the afternoon. I just had to walk away from it all. Not really sure why. I, of course, have told people that I believe it's because of the giraffe that's supposed to have the baby. I don't know if you guys know about that, but they're streaming live, and it's like, it's so funny because it's been going on forever. And I think that they used all the bandwidth. So I wanted to share this little project with you. I love this. Jenny sent me the picture of this project she made with our little box die. How cute is that? She just wanted me to know that it was 2 by 3 3/4 so that I would know the size of it, because she'd asked me about that. So thank you for sharing that with me, Jenny. I really appreciate that. What do we got here? Celebration is still going on, and there are some new celebration items. Not sure if you guys have seen them, so I will show you some of them because I do have some of them. Stampin' Up! Added new celebration items. Sorry. Stampin' Up! Added a couple new celebration items this week, and I actually have some of them here with me. So I just want to show you quickly because I think that glitter paper is fabulous. So the items that are new are the glitter paper. Just so you're aware, let me pull out some stuff here because celebration is still going on. So both of these brochures still are available till the end of March. This is the glitter paper. Comes in mint macaron, sweet sugar plum, and Bermuda Bay. My favorite color. Isn't it beautiful though? It's really pretty. And then we have a stamp set that's available that looks like this. And I actually did a little live presentation on Facebook this week with this, but I'll show you quickly how to work this stamp because it's actually very simple. It just looks a little bit more difficult. It's a layer stamp. So it would be great. That's just a fabulous image right there all by itself. But this stamp can be layered. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this in. Stamps. Uh-oh. I'm on live. Hi, Frey. And I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp. I'm on live. That's okay. I'm almost done. My sister just showed up. So there is the stamp stamped with the wild wasabi. And I'm just going to bring in Calypso Coral because it happens to be sitting here. And ink up this coral stamp. And stamp that down. So what you're going to do is those little half moons, you're going to line them up between the points. And then you get the full image, as you can see, the 2 different colors. Now let me show you a couple that I did before. Right, put a little time into it. But rich raspberry, sweet sugar plum, Bermuda Bay, Island Indigo. Really pretty. And then when you put them into a card, here's a card I did with, and I cut them out with the scallop and circle framelits. So lots of fun stuff you can do with those. This one I actually trimmed out the edges all the way around. Here's one with the glitter paper. And here is one that I embossed in white on Pool Party and then stamped with Bermuda Bay. And then again added some of that Pool Party ribbon. I just love that. I love the stamp set. It's been kind of fun. So this is one that you can get free with a $50 order. So check those out too. Okay, I'm getting close to being done. So let me run through my slides and then we'll wrap this up. Just so you're aware, these are the products that are available for celebration. This month I have a cool treats tutorial for anybody that places an order with me, gets that for free. Kind of fun. The hostess code this week is here, and I've also put it down below on my website, Facebook, and YouTube. And anybody that places an order using that hostess code between now and February 28th will get a free goodie pack. If your order's over 150, don't use the hostess code. Just go ahead and get your hostess benefits for yourself. You'll still get a goodie pack. I did have somebody place a no contact order this week, And what happens when that happens is I can't see who placed the order. I have no idea who placed the order. I can't send you a goodie pack. I can't send you a thank you. I can't even send you an email because it doesn't show me who it was. So I just posted up the order so that if it was you, if you're watching this and you remember ordering this with that glitter paper from me, go in and change your, you need to go in and change a setting on your Stampin' Up! Online order form thing. And so I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So sign into your account. And once you're logged in, you're going to go up here to the corner to my account and click on that. And then click on my demonstrator. And you need to click, there's 2 questions here. One of them is about Stampin' Up! Getting a hold of you, and one of them is about your demonstrator getting a hold of you. And if you click no, your demonstrator can't get a hold of you, then I can't see what you ordered, who you ordered from, or anything. So please make sure that that gets changed and then you save your changes, because I really want to make sure that I'm able to get those goodies out to you. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is how you use your celebration items. I've just got a huge order in here just to show you a couple things. But to add celebration items to this, down here at the box, it says, congratulations, you qualify for 1 or more free celebration products. You click on that. And then it comes with a drop-down menu. And if you drop down, it'll tell you how many you can get of each. So this order that I did actually qualifies for 5 celebration items. So that's how you get there. You go down to the special offers box. Now, if you, I'm going to take one of these off so you can see something here. If you have host rewards and you're in the store and you know you have host rewards, you click on a product you want. If you're available for hostess rewards, it's going to say claim rewards. So you can either add it to your bag or you can claim your rewards. If you claim your rewards, it gets added into the rewards section of your order. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know, because I want to make sure that people are aware of that. And if you have issues, feel free to contact me. It's okay. I'd love to help you. I just want to make sure that everybody gets all the free stuff there that they're entitled to. So a couple more things, and then I've got to go. Let me see. Paper Pumpkin is a great time to subscribe now. You can do prepaid subscriptions and still earn celebration items, and it is on sale. So if you're interested in Paper Pumpkin, go for it. Showed you how to do your celebration orders. My next online workshop will be March 9th at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So join me. I hope you can make it. I will send out email. If you're not on my email list, go ahead and sign up. We will have a door prize drawing, and because I wasn't online yesterday when I was supposed to be doing this, what I'm doing is I'm just having everybody fill out the door prize form. I will pick several people to get cards, and then I've got a stamp set for the grand prize door prize winner. And also anybody who places orders using that hostess code, I'll pop everybody's name into a drawing, and not only will you get a goodie pack from me, but one of you will win a free host set. So fill out the door prize form. It's always good. It looks like this. I like to read them and see what people say. So fill it out and let me know what's going on. Sorry for the inconvenience of this whole thing. I know that not having it work yesterday was really hard, and I'm not even sure if I'm live now. I think I am. What happened yesterday is I got booted off, and I was live, and then I got booted off, and I didn't realize it. So I just kept doing my thing. But anyway, as always, if you have questions, please let me know. Sign up for my newsletter if you haven't already at DDStamps.com. And thanks, and have a great day. And I will for sure see you again in March when I do another workshop. But check out my Facebook page, because I might start doing some live stuff there too, just for the fun of it. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day.